Hi guys, welcome back to another lesson on algebra. Today we're going to look at multiplying algebraic terms and also look at expanded form, index form and simplest form as well. Let's jump in. Or some examples to the terms so that we have some idea of what we're doing. So 6 times A times B, this is what we call our expanded form. Our expanded form has our multiplication sign in it. Okay, it's not simplified down yet. If we were to simplify this, we get 6AB, so we end up in simplest form of 6AB. So expanded form has our multiplications, our simplest form does not. Now there's a few rules we need to look at so that we can simplify expanded form, and we're going to go through those now. The first one is index form. So A times A times A is equal to A to the power of 3. Because it's A times A times A, so it's A cubed. If we get 6 times A, we keep our coefficient the same, so it's still 6, and A times A gives us A squared. So we end up with 6A squared because there's the two A's. 4 times A times B, again, our coefficient stays the same. We've got our two A's, so we end up with A squared and our B. So we end up with 4A squared B. Now, what happens if we have two numbers in our term? So, for example, 6 times 4 times A times B. Well, what we do is we just multiply the coefficients together. Now, remember the coefficient is the numbers or the number out the front of the pronumerals. So 6 times 4 is 24, so we end up with 24AB. 2 times 3 times A, again we multiply those coefficients, but we've got two A's, so we end up with A squared, and we go 6A squared. And last one, 5 times 3 times A times B. I want you to pause this now, go and do that one and then come back. So hopefully you ended up with 15A cubed, because there's 1, 2, 3 A's, B. So 15A cubed B. Now let's look at multiplying index laws. So index laws involving multiplication. So index is that the little number that we see. If we go back to here, and I'll go pen. This here is our index. Okay, so index form is anything like this, where it has the A squared or a B squared. So when we're working with index notation or index form, so you multiply the terms in index form with the same base. What you do is you're going to write the base as it is, so the bottom pronumeral, the bottom number or the bottom pronumeral, and then you're going to add the indices together. So if I have 4A times, A to the power of 4 times A to the power of 3, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write A, and then I'm going to add 4 and 3 together. So I end up with A7. Again, if I have B7 times B2, what I want you to do is pause this, do this question, then come back. So what you should have got is B7 plus 2, which gives us B to the power of 9. Now, this step in the middle is not necessary. You don't have to write B7 plus 2. You can just skip straight to the answer, and that's fine as well. I'm doing it so that I can show you what I mean. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, if you have any questions, please make sure you ask. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next lesson. Thanks, guys.